You woke up this morning, felt a tiny draft, and cranked the heat up 1 whole degree. Brave. Now take that same soft, shivering body and drop it into the tail end of the last ice age. 10,000 years ago. No heater. No hoodie. No thermostat to fight with. Just you, a world half buried in ice, and a wind that's been screaming across frozen ground since before your species existed. Welcome to the coldest exam humanity ever sat. And somehow your ancestors passed it. Here's the unsettling part. Your body still remembers exactly how. So let's ask the real question. How long would you actually last out here? And why does a part of you still brace for a winter that ended 10,000 years ago? Start with the obvious enemy. The cold. This isn't forgot your jacket cold. This is a world where sheets of ice a mile thick sat on top of entire countries. So much water was frozen into those sheets that the oceans dropped. You could have walked from Asia to America on dry land. People did. Out here, cold isn't weather. It's a predator. Patient. Everywhere. It never sleeps, and it's very good at its job. Fall asleep in the wrong spot, and you simply don't wake up. No drama. Just quiet. And you can't outrun it. There is no inside. Inside hasn't been invented yet. So what do? You get clever. Fast. Because your ancestors were not dim cavemen grunting at rocks. They were survival geniuses in a world that punished one mistake with death. They made needles out of bone, thin and sharp, and sewed animal skins into fitted clothing. Tailored, layered, warm. Humans invented the winter coat roughly 40,000 years ago. Fashion Week was, quite literally, a matter of life and death. They mastered fire. Not just for warmth. For cooking, for light, for keeping the dark in its glowing eyes at a respectful distance. And in some places, with no wood and no caves, they built entire huts out of mammoth bones. Giant curved tusks for a frame, heavy hides stretched over the top. A house made from the animal you ate for dinner. Efficient. Also deeply metal. Which brings us to dinner. Because in the Ice Age, dinner could step on you. This was the age of giants. Woolly mammoths the size of trucks. Woolly rhinos. Cave lions bigger than any lion alive today. Saber-toothed cats. Giant deer with antlers wider than a car. And every single one of them saw you as either a threat, a snack, or something to casually step on. No zoo glass. No safe distance. No park ranger. Just you and them, sharing the same frozen dirt. And your ancestors, armed with pointy sticks and sheer nerve, hunted them anyway. Picture it. You maybe 140 pounds soaking wet versus 6 tons of furious mammoth. Your plan? Poke it. As a team. And really hope it works. Sometimes it did. One mammoth could feed the whole group for weeks. Meat, fat, bones, hide, all of it. And sometimes the mammoth had other ideas, and you became a cautionary tale told around someone else's fire. And even when the hunt went well, the work never stopped. There was frostbite that could quietly take your fingers, wounds that turned bad with no medicine to fight them. Long, empty stretches between kills where the whole group just got hungrier. No pharmacy. No grocery store. No backup plan. Your ancestors lived their whole lives one bad week away from disaster. And they did it without ever once complaining about the Wi-Fi. And don't picture dumb brutes, either. These were fully modern humans. The same brain sitting in your skull right now. They painted breathtaking art deep inside pitch-black caves by flickering firelight, for reasons we still don't fully understand. They buried their dead with care. They told stories. They had jokes and names and favorite people. They were you. Just colder, hungrier, and considerably braver. So far, this is the story you expect. A frozen world. Giant beasts. Brave little humans with spears. But here's the part almost nobody thinks about. The cold didn't kill the Ice Age. Something far scarier did. It ended. Around 10,000 years ago, the world began to warm. The great ice sheets started to melt and pull back. Sounds like good news, right? Finally, a break. Except the entire world your ancestors had spent 100,000 years mastering was dissolving under their feet. The mammoths, the woolly rhinos, the giant cats, the whole cast of giants vanished. Almost all of them, gone within a few thousand years. Was it the warming? Was it human hunters, finally a little too good at their job? Scientists still argue about it today. But the answer might be the most human thing of all. We showed up, the world shifted, and the giants didn't make it. We did. The world that built us tough was over. And now we faced a brand new problem. What do you eat when all the giant walking meat lockers are extinct? That question is a big part of why humans invented farming. We didn't settle down in plant fields because it was easier. We did it because the mammoths were gone. So why does any of this matter to you? Warm, comfortable, mildly annoyed, reaching for the thermostat. Because you are still running Ice Age software. And it never once got uninstalled. Ever get goosebumps when you're cold? That's your body trying to fluff up fur you no longer have. It's raising the hairs on a thick coat that fell out thousands of years ago. Your skin is puffing up an invisible sweater. Adorable. Completely useless. Deeply ancient. Ever shiver? That's your muscles firing on purpose, over and over, just to make heat. An emergency furnace built for a world of ice. Crave fatty, greasy, heavy food the second it gets cold outside? That's not weak willpower. That's a body that learned, over 10,000 freezing winters, that fat means survival. Your ancestors would be proud of your instinct to order the cheese fries. Even that small clench of dread on the first truly cold night of the year, that quiet winter is coming feeling? That's an ancient alarm, still armed. A body remembering that cold once meant the hardest fight of the year. You are the descendant of the ones who didn't freeze. The clever ones. The ones who sewed the coats, fed the fire, and stared down animals 10 times their size. Every one of them survived a world designed to kill them slowly, one cold night at a time. And every single one of them lived just long enough to hand their toughness down to you. So the next time you shiver in a slightly chilly room and reach for the thermostat like it personally betrayed you, stop for 1 second. That shiver is 10,000 years old. That craving for something warm and fatty is a survival memory. That flicker of dread on a freezing night is your body still standing guard against an ice age that already lost. You were built for the end of a world. A frozen one. And you won. So crank the heat. Grab the blanket. Order the fries. You've earned every single degree.